anyways.
Thank God, bro. We can actually do the interview.
That was pretty intense. Do you K-pop your pimple? What's up guys, it's Dave. I'm here with Jay.
Yes.
Thank you for doing that with me, that awkward interview.
That was great.
I mean, I think people are gonna enjoy it.
Dude, I hope so. I hope I don't get cancelled again.
Don't worry, you won't get canceled.
No, I'm just kidding.
I've known Jay for half a year now.
Like a half a year.
Half a year now. I met him through our podcast at Dive Studios. Strangely enough, I never thought that I would actually form a friendship with Jay. He messaged me one day and he was like, hey, you like Valorant? I'm like, yeah. He's like, wanna play Valorant? I'm like, okay. And then he carried me to gold. And that's how we became friends.
Valorant!
You've been doing a lot of stuff on Twitch lately.
I started Twitch. I thought it was a good platform to be able to, promote Day6 even further, and I play games anyway, so
yeah.
Might as well.
Well. You don't monetize your Twitch either, right? You're just doing it for fun, right?
So I don't monetize anything that I do separately. So kind of everything that I do on the side of Day6 is a passion project. Day6 is always the main, and everything else is just like a passion project. People
previously knew you as Jay from Day6. You also have an alternate artist name. Can you tell us about that artist?
So there's an alternate passion project that I'm doing. It's not like alter ego, but it's more like just like a project name. It's called Eaj, E-A-J, so it's my name backwards.
Yeah.
How did that name come about? I have no idea. I just thought it sounded cool. And then Richard was like, hey, you should make it like going back to your roots. That's why it's backwards. And I was like, oh, dope. So yeah, that's why it's going backwards back to my roots, Eaj.
How'd you come about actually pursuing this?
So I wanted to explore other genres, go back to what I was good at, and find what I wanted to do, therefore increasing my capabilities to write for Day6 and bettering the music that I write with them by bettering myself. For me right now, it's just me exploring. That's why I have an astronaut. The whole Eaj project, the theme is this astronaut in space. I'm just exploring like the galaxy, just floating around.
I have a question. How is it collaborating with a lot of different artists outside of your Day6 members?
Dude, I've been learning so much because I've written with Day6 and our producers for like
years.
5, 6, 7, 8 years, right? I'm very sound in foundation of what JYP's criteria is and what other criteria and what references need, right? But then through working with different artists, I've learned that there's so much more than just Day6 genre specific music. People sometimes use different kind of doubling techniques. People don't even double sometimes. They just like do a main 50-50, and I'm just like, whoa. I've been learning so much about the craft that I feel like this album that we're currently working on is gonna be on another level.
Do you ever run into almost creative roadblocks while working with other artists, as in like you see them do things a different way that you're not accustomed to? Do you ever go
Day6 actually had that a lot in the beginning.
Okay.
Because we're 5 different people who came together to make a band, and we all like different kinds of music.
Yeah.
Like one person likes hip hop, one person likes R&B, one person likes ballads, one person likes folk, one person's like synth pop. Like it's completely different spectrums, right? And then we write our music together. So our first album was just like a mess. It was just like everyone just like, and even before that, while we were trainees, it was a mess. Everyone was just fighting like, I'm right, I have a better idea. And then we eventually came to a conclusion that everyone has their own spectrum of music and you have to respect it. And now it's become such a habit to like hear different things and only take in the positive things about it, that negative things don't really like, they don't seem that apparent anymore.
Okay.
So like I worked with an artist named Hori, who I think is super talented, but she layered in a way that I've never seen before, like harmonies and stuff. And I was just bedazzled at how she did it. It sounded beautiful, so I was like, wow. And I've learned from that.
And do you think you can use these things later on for your own personal?
I already did. I used it in the next feature.
Right on. Interesting. That's cool though. You're taking a little bit out of every collaboration you do and make yourself an even stronger artist.
It's really weird because I'll learn something from one collaboration and I'll use it in the next collaboration, and then this collaboration I'll learn something and I'll use it in the next one, and it's been like that for the last 5 collaborations.
Let's talk a little about mental health. Is mental health something that you realized was important to work on earlier in your career, or is that something you kind of started realizing later on?
If I could go back and tell myself that, oh, this and this are gonna lead to this, and you having a mental breakdown and you having panic attacks and an anxiety disorder, I feel like I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in today. Not have to go out worrying if I have to bring medicine that day. Because I already know that this situation is gonna cause me to panic. I just feel like it's so important to understand and to get a better grip of the problem before they actually become a physical manifestation of the problem.
And the thing is, as far as 10-15 years ago, when you had anxiety or when you were tired mentally, people used to tell me like, get over it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why are you depressed? You're fine. I guess people used to almost force me to believe that I had a problem that I shouldn't be having.
Yeah.
I think 10-15 years ago it was very confusing to have mental health issues.
Yeah.
Because people told you you're not supposed to. Especially now, people being more open about it, I think it's gonna let people in later generations know that it's okay to be sad or it's okay to be anxious.
Yeah.
It's not something you have to be embarrassed about.
Yeah.
I guess if I knew as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, dude.
If I knew.
Dude, if only we knew 10, 20 years ago that it's okay to not be perfect. And that's why I think that it's really important for like, of course there's gonna be like this idol perspective of you have to keep up a certain image and you have to maintain a certain standard, right? But I also feel like it's important for idols to just be themselves sometimes once in a while. Because we try to be role models, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people will look up to musicians for mentorship within not just their musicianship, but their lives.
Absolutely.
As their role models or their idols, right? And I just feel like it's so contradictory for a role model to be someone that's perfect, when in reality, what is that teaching the people who idolize them? It's teaching them that if you're not perfect all the time, if you don't have perfect hair all the time, if you're not always happy, if you're not always stable, if you're not always mentally functioning, then that means you have a problem. But the sad reality of the world is that that's not true. Everyone feels anxiety. Everyone feels depressed sometimes. Everyone goes through their ups and downs. And that's completely normal. And I feel like it should become a common occurrence for idols to show vulnerability. I think you and I both can relate to this, but people can't even imagine the things that happen behind cameras. Like, I mean, we're not saying there are bad things or good things.
No.
It's just different. Everyone is imperfect. No one is perfect, and that's just the sad reality of it. And I'm sure that that's gonna break a lot of people's hearts, thinking that their role models are like, oh, this person, there's no wrong that they could do. But in actuality, they're human beings just like you and I. When's the last time you could go up to someone and probably say, I've never made a mistake in my life?
Yeah.
I think it's important to show vulnerability.
I think people as well should be responsible for the things they say on the internet as well to
Absolutely.
people, because just because you want the person you idolize to be perfect doesn't mean that when they show their imperfections you should, I guess, go at them.
Yeah.
If people were a little bit more understanding about that as well, people wouldn't be as scared to show their vulnerability.
I mean, I feel like it's become so commonplace to, if you see a problem, to automatically shout it out, especially in this current age, that it's just common practice. And being someone that's gone through those kinds of things, I can definitely say that there are positives to that as well as negatives. Negatives, you feel bad. But on the flip side, we do learn a lot of things through our fans, essentially mentoring us.
Absolutely.
About what's important and educating us on things that we weren't aware of. Like, I've been through a lot of problems recently, and I've been taught that certain things and certain topics even existed when I wasn't aware of such things. And because of me being aware of it now, I can be more thoughtful and considerate with how I use my words or how I act.
My experience with you on a friendship, personal level, has always been through video games. How long have you been a fan of games? How long have you been playing games?
I have social anxiety.
Yeah.
So I love video games because I don't have to interact with people, but I get to interact with people.
Yeah.
I get to talk to people, but I don't have to see them face to face.
Yeah. Can you give us like a little history of games you've gone through, games you've mastered?
My first Mmorpg ever, like real gaming experience, was a game called Dark Ages.
Dark Ages.
And it's kind of funny because it's from Nixon, it's a Korean company.
Oh yeah.
It's on, yeah. From there, we went to Maplestory.
Maplestory. You know that song? Maplestory.
Maplestory.
I think that game, my mom just gets so mad at me. And then from there, we went to we did StarCraft 2. We did Counter-Strike, Source. But I've literally played almost every game.
Not in terms of what game is the best, but as an experience, as memories, as in like you can look back, oh, those were my best gaming times. Top 3 games as your best gaming times.
World of Warcraft, Burning Crusade, second expansion. Those were good times. Those were good times. Do you know Heroes of Newer?
What's up?
It's like Dota.
Okay.
Back in high school, like early high school years, I used to be so hooked on that game. I just couldn't get off. And I was hooked on that with my friends, all-nighters, McDonald's sweet tea, $1 McChicken.
That's the kind of stuff you remember. That's the kind of stuff that you remember with gaming memories.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like I used to have LAN party stuff with Halo and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know, stuff like that was more than the game itself. It was things like that it's like warmth. Give us some stuff we can look forward to.
Day6 is always working on our albums, so you could probably look forward to an album sometime in the future. I'm doing a lot of features. I'm doing a lot of features just separately. That kind of stuff is just extra stuff, but right now the main focus is Day6 is working on an album. I hope you guys enjoy those.
can we look forward to some gaming content as well coming up?
Always. Twitch has become my safe haven, so you guys can always find me on Twitch. I'm literally there every day.
Right on. All right, man. Thank you so much for joining us today. Cheers to that. It was fun content as well.
Hell yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining us today, guys. Look forward to everything Jay's plugged, pretty much.
Hell yeah.
See you guys in the next video.
YouTube.com/easymusic.
Give me your loneliness, and I'll give you my